Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Good News Radio. The time right now is 3:05 p.m. and it's Saturday the 25th of October. A rainy day. I think it's raining everywhere. When I was coming, it was almost impossible to see the road. It was raining that hard, and even here in the southern coast, of course, always prone to rain. So it's a nice, I like the rain. So I think it's a nice weather because sometimes it gets very, very hot here. But having said that, I know there are a lot of difficulties because of the rain. A lot of kids are not able to come to class, and overall it's tough for people. So we have to acknowledge that part of the rain as much as it is nice and it has a nice breezing weather. So you are listening to the Good News Radio, and now we're ready to move on to our next segment, which is the chat with founder. So when I say founder, you know who we are going to chat with. Of course, it's none other than the founder of the Foundation of Goodness, Kushil Gunasekara, who is here in the studio with us today. So today, as much as maybe because of the rain, it's a relatively quieter day at the Foundation of Goodness. Usually this time everyone's so busy because there are so many people and so many people who have visited the Foundation of Goodness, so many people who want to do stuff with the Foundation of Goodness. But today it's a very quiet day, and I must say it's kind of nice to have a quiet day as well, where not everyone's running around but really sitting and composed and to focusing on some of the work that they miss when a lot of people are here. So it's nice once in a way to have a quiet day. What do you think, Kushal?
Have you heard of this phrase called nothing is permanent?
Yes.
Everything is subject to change.
Yes.
So that is one of these days. Everything doesn't last forever. So, and like you said, it's been very, very, rainy times, over the last 2 weeks. And anyway, you said you didn't really see the rain, or what do you say?
No, I did see the road because it was raining so hard.
But how can you see the road? Because you're anyway in the back seat sleeping, or when the parents or the in-laws are, driving you. So you have 2 hours of blissful sleep.
I don't sleep much.
Okay. Right. So, and then, we have to, these are worldly conditions, right? So, it will rain, then it will also have lots of sun. So you can't escape, but people get irritated about either the sun being too much or the rains pouring down. So you can't, these are things that will happen. But what I am really sad about is for the slightest, let's say excess rainfall, people are suffering because their houses are, are being flooded, they are inundated with water. So, I think we need to work on our system so much better. How to drain the water, if there is an excess rain, because it invariably every year I see, even in, my village and the surrounding areas, many families undergo a lot of hardships because of excess, water, invading their houses and like 3-4 levels. So just imagine in our houses, if we had that kind of water, we would be in trouble. So there needs to be, after even 75 years of independence or more, right? 70, I think we are coming into 77, or we are plus 77. So we need to have a system where when you build, somebody has to come and do planning. They get planning permission, right? So the planning permission may be given, but then there must be some sort of order, that they don't get inconvenience, because of the water has to flow, into the drains and then eventually into the lake or the sea, whatever. So these things have to be fixed, because I know, I was called up, and then there were 14 families, and with pleasure I supported them with groceries for a month. But their problem is a long-term solution for water to drain properly. And, even when they carpet the roads, on the two sides, the proper drainage systems have to be in place. So, some of the inconveniences that is caused to people, I see this even in Colombo, some roads go underwater, even though it's a city, right? So there has to be proper stock taken. Not once, twice, it's 100 times, 500 times it has happened, right? Over so many ways. So we need to get that going, and that's also very important for, standards that we should, adopt and implement. Yeah. So anyway, that's my view, and I think...
No, I agree with you. And we need rain, so it's not like we can't do without rain, but we just need to have a better system to manage rain.
That's what I'm saying. So, anyway, some things are beyond our control. We can only do the best. But I hope by the time we speak next year at this time, if you are still living, at least in my case, you will be okay. But, hopefully, but when death comes, it can come anytime. So that's also a good thing to reflect upon.
Good news.
Yeah, it is good news. Yeah, because if you get depressed, and then it doesn't become good news, right? So good news has to go with reality, right? So somebody can say, yes, this is a good news radio and what are you talking? But can you escape death? No. So that's what, anyway, never mind. So, coming back to, when we were having lunch, you were saying that, it's hard to take, this, only, two of us are having lunch and everything has got all vacant and the bus has gone, the vibrancy has left. So, like that. But, I think in a way, sometimes it's also very good because, you then, you have more space, you have your own time to plan, and, you have to take the best advantage of the situation that exists. So, but I don't know, it's funny, it's that every weekend there is, every Saturday for that matter, there's somebody who is coming to, either, like you said, join with the foundation, execute some, good deeds or plan for the future. But this weekend, nobody really turned up, and it's such a coincidence, and nor did I, ask anyone or such. But, I think Shadi...
It's Greenwood, a rare weekend. I think you should cherish it.
Yeah, and savor that moment of, in solitude. But Shadi Greenwood was also coming. But I think she had planned to come, but again, the rains probably hampered her visit. So, but these things happen, so you got to take it as it comes. But even, you're talking about the outsiders, but if you look at the classes, I see a fair drop in attendance. How many did you have in your English class?
There was a drop. At least there was a good 50% drop, but I was still surprised 50% turned up. Yeah.
I was actually also complimenting and praising the elders care program because there was good care for elders. And I must say, surprisingly, we had about 25 of them, in the classroom that we always have a chat with and, interact. So, in that sense, it's worked well. But because even at 7 o'clock in the morning in this area, when I kind of woke up, it looked like it was 5:30 or something in the morning. And these things don't happen in this part of the country that very many times for a year. So, yeah, it's nice. And, like you said, now it's also, quite cloudy and also a bit chilly. So, like you said, we need to, and I can see some of the air conditioners have been switched off. So, that's pretty good news, perhaps, to save some, costs on, cost cutting. So, anyway, right. Yes. Is there anything else that we can discuss, or do you have any other questions?
So, we usually have a couple of young compeers. Right. And then we are also training a few young and upcoming radio hosts. So hopefully they will be able to ask a few questions along the way. Yeah. Now, I noticed something today when I walked into the foundation.
Yeah.
In front of the library, there was this square, multiple squares all boxed together.
In line. With some space left in between.
So, it's very prominent. It's in white and on the road. So, anyone who walks by it can see it. Do you want to explain to us what this new invention is?
Yeah, I mean, at the Foundation of Goodness, we like to innovate things. We don't want the same thing to be there every day. So we are looking at how to add value in different ways. So it's like a walking meditation area. And when you come into class, you go through those 20 steps mindfully, wishing or extending loving kindness to everyone and all beings, plus everyone who's learning with them, and also in the Foundation of Goodness. So we are training them to get to class, go through these steps and, go mindfully. So today I did the trial with the elders, the good care of elders, and there were some nice photographs and of them, saying, when you go from one step to other, you're mindful of the fact that may you be well, may you be safe, may you be healthy, may you be blessed in abundance, and may you continue to experience more good fortune, but mostly may you be well, safe and happy. So you concentrate on that and you wish loving kindness and you keep. Or you can do any other walking meditation, but we were trying to extend loving kindness and be nice to each other. So even if one of those whom you don't like is going ahead, and you are behind, you can still extend loving kindness to that person. So it's a nice concept. And we like to innovate things like that, all the time. So that's what you saw. And it's a great thing to do. So, I'm getting my staff force to walk on those and you too when you're going for the class.
I will do it. I'll definitely try it. I think it's such a simple concept, but it can make a whole lot of difference in that.
It's very impactful, I think. And also you're training others to, live in harmony, unite, extend goodwill, peace, so things like that. So
yeah, and I think also something I have noticed when teaching here, yes, like children will be children, but then if sometimes now with the present generation, like especially the teenage years, their minds are so running all the time. I feel like I know teenagers will be teenagers as well, but I feel like there's a big generational difference as opposed to when I was that age, and I think that's all because of with the evolution that comes with technology, etc. So especially for those kids at that age, I think this will be a really good exercise.
And also, it's a nice training ground,
exactly.
Because anyway they have to pass that way. Yeah. So why not they use those blocks?
Yeah, almost everyone passes that way. Yes.
So when they go into classes, so when you're going on that, and I want to write there, walking meditation, loving kindness.
Right. That would be nice.
Then they also know that they are stepping into, wish others and themselves, loving kindness on their own.
And also the visitors who come by,
we will get them to walk. Exactly.
So it will be a really good experience for them as well.
Yeah, and they will extend loving kindness. It can be their family, it can be outsiders and everyone else. So I'm really glad that this has worked out, and we're always experimenting something or the other. And a lot of things are in the pipeline as well. The season down south, when you say season, it's not about winter or summer, but it's about the ocean. The ocean has now calmed down, and our season in the south is starting 1st of November, hopefully, and then after the rains, and then it'll go on till March, April, where the sea is like a lake, and it's so beautiful. And time up that you do a swim.
I love swimming. I love the beach. Yes.
But I don't know if you have the time, but
must definitely.
Yeah, otherwise, you don't know the the benefits, or you don't know the healing properties of the foundation of goodness. Oh, sorry. The healing properties of the foundation of goodness as well, but I'm sorry. But healing, very, very natural minerals of the sea, that actually helps you to have good skin, then also, get rid of your, pains. It gives you a very refreshing, kind of a blooming experience of being rejuvenated. It's done miracles for me. So I love the sea. It's something that I am very, very fond of.
So I have a question for you.
Yes.
Do you like the mountains as much as you like the sea?
I'm not a very mountaineering person, so there's no comparison. I don't do that. I from my younger days, I've been, train, I've been habitually, sea is almost like next door. When you say next door, it's about 200 meters, but what I'm saying is we lived almost in these coastal areas. I love the sea because I think, I work very hard, and, the last 20 years post-tsunami has been really terrific, especially probably the first 10 years, even more so now, because you have to sustain the foundation of goodness. So when I get very, very exhausted and I go to the sea, as I've said this a couple of times before, and I swim in the sea, and I get refreshed, and I can work for another 8 hours. It's amazing. It's like you're given a recharge, like the battery being recharged. And one of the things I don't know whether a lot of people know. I have tried this experimenting for the last probably 20 years. When I swim in the sea, at least for 8 hours, I do not rinse that seawater. So I let it absorb into my system, and that has been the case. But I see a lot of people coming out, quickly taking a shower and then going, or even if they come home, they take a shower. But I don't do that. I let it be, So I think those are natural minerals, and a lot of people simulate spas like the ocean. Mm-hmm. So I feel that the ocean is a real treasure for us as a natural healing remedy.
Beautiful. So we have we have Matisha and Jumana, but I think Jumana is the one who will be asking the question today. Jumana, do you want to start?
Jumana now is speaking a bit louder, so she's got a lot of confidence, unlike before she spoke very softly and gently. Now she can ask with some authority.
Okay, so my question is, so you have done a lot of things for the people living in rural areas. So what are you hoping to do in the future as well?
Well, that's a good question. Joanna, I'm also getting old, so I'm doing all I can for uplifting rural disadvantaged communities, but when you are in this space of serving humanity, no amount of doing work is enough, but at the same time it gives you a blissful experience of joining with the let's say those who have best to share, care and share, and then also to help those who are in desperate need. So I love doing both, and I'm in the middle, like a conduit, trying to facilitate and do the best I can to alleviate the hardships and rural struggles, I must say. So it gives me such great pleasure. I have a few areas, especially I'm drawing something that I want to leave a legacy for children like you to learn values. So I'm trying to do a game called Game Goodness, and see whether I can instill values in kids who are like 6 to 12, but you just passed that age, but 6 to 12, and maybe then they will know that education is mandatory, but values will be the key to, inherit happiness, contentment, forgiveness, patience, gratitude, generosity, and become, liberal and so just the opposite of all the bad qualities. So, I want the children to learn, so that from a very young age, they are well versed with what they can find in terms of happiness. So that's something I have in mind, big time to launch, because I think in the gaming platforms, there's nothing I see as a game goodness, so to say.
So what sort of game are you planning? Is it like a physical board game, something?
No, probably, I mean, a multitude of games, but I don't know, maybe start with the one game. It's like snakes and ladders. Let's say, you're generous, when you throw the dice, you go up in a ladder. If you're selfish, you come down, right? Same with humility, you go up. If you're arrogant, you come down. So this can be played. It's a digital game as well. It's a digital game. So you can play. That's the concept, but that is just a very minute kind of backdrop of a idea that we innovated to push through to children. Even in schools, to have a curriculum with that kind of like understanding of values, because I've seen so many. You don't have to be, educated or not. People are finding very difficult as they advance in their age. Especially if you don't have the values, you can also attempt to do the wrong thing. So.
No, I think gaming is always a very interactive avenue to pass on anything. That's why EdTech gaming is also becoming increasingly very popular, teaching through games, because kids respond to games more. They find it interesting, they find it fun. So all of those, so teaching values through games, I fully believe that it's like a big step forward. And taking a game everyone knows, like snakes and ladders, and transforming
but this is like
it
ladders
is
and slides.
Ladders and slides, yes.
But it's the same concept.
Yeah, the concept, taking that, because then you also don't have to know and learn a new game, but it's something but you've modified it to suit the requirement. So that's also nice. I also think, like, in the back of my mind, maybe even something like Monopoly, you can modify it, because it's all about money. So you can teach about giving, giving your money. So I think there's a lot to do in that space.
Yeah. So if you create that space, and with also we are not just coming up and saying play a game goodness, because we have we have a project to showcase. If somebody wants to find out about Foundation Goodness, they know we have done a huge amount of work in the areas of, doing good, being good. So it's not just like someone coming and saying, let's play a game, or innovate a game, or curate or create whatever. But, someone goes to Foundation Goodness, they know we have done some amazing, things around the country to, uplift, those in desperate need, so that's something. But I think we need to leave a legacy behind.
I think so.
Yeah.
And but you always talk about how the foundation should be self-sustaining.
Yeah.
I think if you really develop this avenue, it will be a big step for self-sustainment as well.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. Actually, that's at the back of my mind. Number one is to leave a legacy. Number two is to sustain the Foundation Goodness. So we will work on that and sort it out, hopefully. And let's see. Yeah, I envision so many things even for the Foundation of Goodness in that aspect. And this is one now. And let's see how things will unfold.
Yeah,
But
I think you definitely should brainstorm it, maybe with your team, or even like...
it's been done.
Oh, okay. So there you go.
It's very much, from 2018, the seed has been planted. And we are basically deliberating and looking at it, how things happen.
Then you can make it to a business model.
It is.
Okay, nice.
It starts as a not-for-profit, but
Yeah,
it is
definitely.
is a profit-oriented to sustain the foundation.
Right. So, all the other initiatives.
Yeah, so if I have to, and I have to, sometime let go of whatever that I have actually built and then give it to people to run, but they don't have to do what I did by, really working out strategy to raise funds, So even now we raise 25% of the funding by way of sustainable income. So the growth is very important to me. So hopefully, and then also, the other thing, Giovanna, is that what I'm really interested in doing is, I know you speak good English, but I want, or most of the rural kids, we are working very hard to get rural kids to speak English, spoken English. So that is very, very important. It's not about, let's say, just only the reading and writing, but the communication in English is so very important. So we are working very, very hard on those areas. I think last year, it's sad to say, of all our centers, we had only about 23 or 25 who could communicate in English. But the good thing this year, I'm already getting reports that, we probably can look to going beyond 50, 60, who can speak English. So I'm pushing that very much, and then hopefully, they will also continue to, prosper greatly. So, yeah, because they are otherwise very well, empowered, and things like that now. Talking about the current trends, we got an order from a Melbourne restaurant called Spicy Wicket, and they took our placemats, beautifully designed, done by women's empowerment lady under Vishmi's area, and it's beautifully displayed now in the restaurant, and also branded with the Foundation of Goodness. So, and with a lovely slogan, about 3 slogans, about values again, so it's a nice, creation. So things like that also we are looking at, yeah.
There you go. Another very simple yet highly impactful avenue for sustainable income generation.
And currently, so we have this 9 cricket. We are talking about the current trends. We have 9 cricket teams that have come, also 1 or 2 netball teams have come from England, and they're touring the Foundation of Goodness and of course going around, and playing cricket elsewhere as well. But they come here, they play cricket, they raise funds, they do community aid work, they build bridges of friendship. So, and they buy our merchandise. So, it's great, but unfortunately the weather is bad. The timing is completely gone haywire, but yes, that's what it is.
Lovely, some great initiatives. This is why I personally think you should talk about all these interesting initiatives which you're doing for sustainable income generation. I think people need to know about it.
Yeah, my goal definitely, I would be so happy if I can generate the entire budget of the Foundation of Goodness and special projects that we do in various villages. If we can generate that within our own enterprise and sustainable growth, then we don't have to, for example, we don't have to be donor dependent. And whatever that comes, then that is like a extra. Either you can decide to help villagers, so, but it's never ending. So I have done my part. And then these days, people don't believe what you say, but they believe what you've done, right? So, that is utmost important, especially when you do a collaboration, even in a game like this, so they will look at your background and say, hey, these guys are qualified to present something like this, because that's what they have espoused for so long, so that's how it goes. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you for sharing all those insights and those sustainable income generation ideas. I'm sure we'll have a lot more ideas and more that we can do to keep sustaining the foundation for years to come.
Then girls like Juman and them, they can study, they can grow, they can become very successful, and they can give back to the Foundation of Goodness.
Yes. Jumana, what do you think about giving back to the foundation?
She's also an English little star, and she can one day become, really successful and give back to the Foundation of Goodness.
I think that would actually be a good idea. I might as well try.
Very sweet. Very nice.
You will try and you will succeed, no doubt. All right, thank you very much, Kushal, for sharing those insights. And we also forgot to speak about your book, which you've sold. The first batch is entirely sold out. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I wanted to just print a book with quotes, and there were 100 quotes that I did. And someone said to me that, someone from India actually said to me that these quotes are a little bit deep, so you have to translate that or have a corresponding life reflection for each quote. And then I thought that's even a better idea. And then I got hold of Swan, as I do, head of communications, and then we both did this booklet called What the Classroom Didn't Teach. So it's like learn the lessons that the classroom didn't teach, how to live a life of reality, acquire inner wealth, lead into gross individual happiness, with peace, while also lifting others around you, right? So this is an initiative of the Foundation of Goodness, where I have also established something called the Good Life Institute. So there are some very, very special areas, like for example, you are in a corporate world, right? So you are judged by the KPIs, key performance indicators, but how does one measure the personal success? By GIH. And what does that stand for? Gross individual happiness. So that's the kind of, life reflection you have in this. So if you carry this little booklet, in your, let's say, handbag or with you in your briefcase, wherever, and if there is something that comes up with life, I'm sure there is some interesting quote, worthwhile for you to make up your mind that it could have been far worse. If not, let me positively act upon something to do better. So, this is, I never learned anything in the classroom perhaps, so I needed to do something what the classroom didn't teach. So it's my life journey experience really. So, but the good thing is we printed 500 and, my co-trustee Ashan sponsored that 500. And so it became a double bonus, and as he does, always been very generous. And what happened was that we have actually sold the 500 now, and we are going into a reprint. And a lot of them bought these for corporate gifts as well. Mm-hmm. And even when they come to the Foundation of Goodness, they take 10, 12 and go and say, we like to give this gift to our colleagues who works with us. So
I think it's a lovely corporate gift. I think it's a great coffee table book. Yeah. And I think it's in that sense, a very valuable gift. So congratulations on selling the first batch. And hopefully we will have the reprint, and that will sell as hotcakes sell as well.
I hope so. And there are some very interesting quotes here. So the thing is that these quotes, as I said, because I think the new wealth is contentment and acquiring inner peace. So money cannot buy everything. You need money, but so sleep is as important. So that's what it is.
Sleep is very important. All right. Thank you very much, Kushal, for those updates about the foundation, and more power to the foundation in all these avenues which we discussed. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of the Founders Corner and Founders Chat, and we chat with Founder. We've had a great time speaking about the many avenues and the impactful work that the Foundation of Goodness
and not to
does.
Forget, where I acknowledge your presence every Saturday, and she's pretty embarrassed that I'm talking about this. Yes, but I have to highlight so that others who are listening will be inspired by the fact that you get up early morning and somehow come from Colombo to, the Foundation of Goodness to inspire and empower, teach kids English and also you're going to have an English day as well, I was told, but you also undertook, which we have extended from 1st November, to mentor, coach and guide. Jumana, Osanda, Tejanan, Matisha, yeah. So they will be given the mentorship because of your public Toastmaster experience of, being an English orator, unlike us. So, therefore, please, we like to extend our heartfelt gratitude each time we get, because each time we get an opportunity, because gratitude is the best attitude. So I want to thank you very sincerely for being who you are and making your own brand on a Saturday.
Thank you. Right, ladies and gentlemen, that is our chat with the founder of the Foundation of Goodness, none other than Mr. Kushal Gunasekara. So thank you very much for tuning in on Saturday, the 25th of October. So wherever you're listening from, we hope that you're having a chilling and breezy day as we are having right here on the shores of Senigama. So have a lovely Saturday evening, and we will be right back. We will be here till 5 p.m. Do stay tuned with the Good News Radio.